What's going on, guys? I am actually going to do another 30-minute video for you. I got some good responses on that video. You guys seem to enjoy that. Just 30 minutes of me fishing, no editing, no cutting. This is actually the KBF National Championship Day 2. It's let's see, it's about 6:49. We'll say it's 6:50. So I'm going to set an alarm for 7:20. And yeah, fish for 30 minutes and hopefully catch some fish. So 30 minutes of KBF National Championship footage, and another reason I'm doing this is because it's going to take me a little while to edit all the footage from this past week, so I want to give you guys a little something. So here we go, 30 minutes of fishing, tournament day 2. We're going chesty again, and yeah, let's see what happens. Oh, I hate it when that happens. It's a good start. Okay, so right now I'm starting with a little square bill. This is a, shoot, sorry guys, I'm all tangled up. That's what happens when you do this unedited stuff. Almost there. Okay, sorry about that. So like I was saying, right now I'm throwing the square bill. This is a Spro Fat Papa square bill right up against these rocks. I've already got one small keeper. The fishing has been really tough for me at the National so far. Yesterday, day 1, only got 4 fish. Just couldn't get that 5th, and they were all on a crankbait on this rock wall. Caught some short ones as well, maybe I think 1 or 2 on a drop shot, but everything that measured was on this crankbait. Not this one, but another one as well. But my 2 good fish, or better fish, you could say, were first thing in the morning on a square bill. This is kind of like a red craw color. But I'm hoping to get into them this morning before the weather gets nasty, and it's going to get nasty. We're going to get some storms, some rain, 20-25 mile an hour winds later in the day. So I'm going to be sticking here pretty much all day. And the one thing I do really like about this wall is that it has the potential to reload. So I'm not too concerned about fishing over an area that won't replenish, because I think it really does have that potential. It did yesterday. I saw a bunch of guys on this fishing it, and everyone caught fish, a lot of shorts, but there are some keepers in here. And a limit yesterday went a long ways. I got, what I have, 53 1/4, 53 1/2 inches yesterday with 4 fish, and I'm sitting in 145th, which sounds terrible, but there also is 800 guys fishing this tournament, so in the top 20% with a 4 fish limit. So that says something right there, how tough the fishing was yesterday, and it's been tough all week. Yesterday I didn't even think I was going to get a limit. I mean, I didn't, but I didn't even know if I'd catch a keeper yesterday. That's how tough it's been. But today it looks like I've got this entire rock wall to myself. There's probably 25-30 other guys in this bay yesterday, and you know, everyone hit this rock wall at some point, but hoping overnight more fish set up on it. Water temp's about 53. A major cold snap this past week on Tuesday. Believe it or not, we got snow here in Kentucky. This is Kentucky Lake. Snow, yeah, that's right. And about a week and a half ago, or 2 weeks ago, these fish were ready to spawn. They got pushed back. Again, the goal for me in tournaments is always a limit. Yesterday I failed that goal, but today, if I can get 5, I think I'll have a good shot at being in the top 100, maybe the top 80. They pay 80 places too, by the way, which is insane. In 80th place, I don't know if it's like 25th or 80th, but it's a bunch of spots up to 80th. I think it's like $800, which is, it's a lot of money for 80th place. So, you know, we're gonna do our best here and hopefully get a limit, because the fishing will be harder for everyone today. Conditions are harder. It's been pressured by 800 guys in kayaks. So I think definitely a limit. Definitely need a limit, but then I think probably around 75, 80 inches for my 5 best, which is a pretty dang good day for me. So I'm gonna have to catch keepers and then some. But we've got all day. I'm gonna beat the snot out of this rock wall. Oh, it's gone. Some of these laydowns yesterday had like a garbage bag stuck on it, and it was actually kind of a marking point for me as to where a sweet spot is. I think there's a sunken tree out there or something, and I caught 2 fish off it yesterday on a crankbait. And I saw a couple other guys catch fish right on that same spot. I don't know if they realized what was under there, but there's something that those fish relate to right there. So I'll fish it for a minute. Wait, is that it? Maybe I'm mistaken. No. Yes. This is my new favorite square bill, by the way. This Spro Fat Papa. I mean, it's a bigger square bill. I think it's balsa wood, so it's buoyant. It's got that computer chip material bill, so it doesn't crack or break on you. It's just a quality crankbait, and the colors are pretty sweet too. A lot of you guys ask what setup I'm using for my last video with the 30 minutes of POV fishing, and it's the same setup this time. Whoa, there we go. Don't judge me, I'm netting a small fish. Alrighty. Ooh. Don't hook me. That would be bad. Alright guys, so we got one. He was on that spot like we thought, and he's gonna be a keeper for sure. Oh, about to smash rocks. All good. So yeah, I'm netting fish like this because they're important. 300 guys yesterday blanked, so it was tough fishing. See if I can bring the camera down for you. Come on. Is he gonna go like 12 or so? Oh, he's 12. That's a good photo. We'll take another one just in case. Okay. Keeper number 2. Got my reel all goofed up too. Let's see if I can fix this. I know this is probably really exciting for you to watch me get my crankbait out of my net. It's the only reason I don't like netting fish. It's because those treble hooks take a while to get out. Okay. Secure it again. Check my line, make sure it's not frayed up. Ooh, it is frayed up. Okay, this is part of the deal here. 30 minutes unedited. So I am going to need to cut my line here. Because there are a bunch of zebra mussels in these waters, and I am definitely bouncing up against them, and definitely frays your line up pretty good. It's a good looking crankbait. It's got that orange belly, red black back, and got a little like blue flake on top too, which is kind of unique if you can see that. Pretty cool. I just snip all my extra line and keep it in my boat and throw it out at the end of the day. Try to tuck it under the seat a little bit. Okay. Back to fishing. Two keepers. I need 3 more for sure. And a kicker or 2. But I'll be honest with you guys, I am actually pretty happy with 2 keepers so far. I didn't know. I didn't know if I could even get a keeper off of this wall today. Again, like I said, I like it because I think it has the potential to reload, but that doesn't mean it will. Oh, so getting back to the setup, I am using a Dobbins, what is this, 705 CB crankbait rod. Got the Curado on here, 6.3 to 1. It's a good setup. I really like these Dobbins Fury rods. I think they're, what, 110, 115 bucks? And they're good rods. This is my crankbait rod and my chatterbait rod this year, and so far so good, so I definitely would recommend them. I'll probably actually pick up another one. Just to have a backup. It's kind of a good all-purpose rod, actually, this particular model. Like I said, it looks okay right now, but it's gonna get nasty today, guys. Kentucky Lake is no joke, especially on that main lake. I'm happy that this is kind of tucked away, but that main lake, it gets rough out there. I guess earlier this week when some guys were pre-fishing, there were a handful of guys that actually flipped out there on the main lake, and one of them had to be rescued, but I know some guys are still going to go out there today, and it's tournament day, and if they got fish out there, then they'll probably go out if there's 100 grand at line. So on the line, okay. take a look at the fish finder here. So this rock wall's kind of, I'm fishing about 4 to 6 foot, I'd say, in that zone, and then it drops down all the way to 25 in about 15-yard span. So it's a nice drop off, which is one of the reasons I really like it. And the creek channel is right to my left here. That point up front of me, if you can see that point, that's where the channel swings in, and almost like a little pinch point for fish to come in and bait to funnel. And yesterday, actually, I was fishing that point. I didn't get any bass off it, but I caught a big old shad, like 11 inches. And yeah, there's just a ton of fish in this lake. I mean, not just bass, but Asian carp, and I've caught drum. People are catching catfish. I've caught crappie. Just a lot of fish in this lake. Try to get one more for you guys. So yesterday I was really bummed. I only had 2 fish in the morning, and then I went off and explored a little bit. Came up empty-handed, came back and caught 2 keepers real quick. Got me to 4 fish. I had 2 hours left to fish, and I was thinking to myself, yeah, I'll get a limit here. But 2 hours went by, caught a couple shorts, and came up short. So yesterday was, I mean, I was fortunate to get those 4 fish, but I was definitely a little disappointed not to, fill out my limit, because in kayak tournaments, a limit is super important compared to, boater tournaments where they actually weigh the fish. I mean, we measure fish in kayak tournaments, and just for example, and I've said this before, you catch 2 12-inchers in a kayak tournament. They might go about a pound a piece. Well, it's 2 pounds, but you've got 24 inches. If someone lands a 24-inch bass, that's probably going to weigh around 9-10 pounds, depending on the time of year. And you have the same score as someone who caught 2 1-pounders. So that's how it is. I'm not complaining or anything, but I'm just saying that's why a limit is so important, because it just makes a world of difference. And honestly, not catching a limit yesterday might cost me. But we'll see what happens. I know Wes Jones recognizes a spot right here. Wes was fishing here yesterday as well. He kind of had this part of the rock pile, and I think he caught a few off of it. Actually, I might do something real quick. This tree extends out into the water pretty far, so let's put this drop shot on and kind of throw it right at the end of that tree. I think that's sitting in about 18 foot, so it's pretty deep. Wow, there should be a fish sitting there. Should be. I hope, at least. They weren't really biting the drop shot yesterday. I think I got maybe 2 or 3 bites. But it's pretty much dead sticking it. Not much action at all. And I'm experimenting with this little Morning Dawn Z drop. Yesterday I caught, or Got my bites on a Z-drop, or not a Z-drop, a shadworm, Yamamoto shadworm. Been favoring that particular drop shot lately. Okay, come on. Maybe they're closer to the rocks. I caught one in practice here, and that spot right there is a small one, but he spit up a little crawfish. It was tiny. It was like a little shrimp almost. I know this must be very exciting for you, watching me drop shot. I apologize if that's boring, but it's, like I said, that's the whole point of this video. Unedited, just, you know, raw footage of what I do. I got this idea, I'll be honest, I got this idea from watching KVD. I'm sure you guys know KVD, Kevin Van Dam. He's got a video, I think it was a Major League Fishing video of like 20 minutes of POV fishing with Kevin Van Dam in MLF, and honestly, I mean, I like that kind of thing. I like watching people fish, seeing what they do, how they adjust. And watching him, just absolutely insane. Just the speed of how he fishes, a crankbait. I mean, he's throwing a crankbait in that particular video, and he was just, I don't know, so efficient, just incredible. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I think if you just search like POV Kevin Van Dam Major League Fishing, you'll find it. But oh, I like that kind of thing, so hopefully you guys like this, and hopefully I can catch one more for you. Back to the crankbait. I really want to try to take advantage of the early morning bite if I can. Mainly because I think they're setting up a little shallower in the morning. I'm gonna go back to the sweet spot. The garbage bag spot that's not there. Actually, how are we doing for time here? It's probably getting close. 7:13, okay, got 7 more minutes of this. You know what? The garbage bag is still there. I don't know if I just didn't see it earlier, or maybe I was actually at the wrong spot. My little friend right there. Oh, he just went in the rocks. Saw him yesterday. You can see him? He was hanging out with me yesterday as I was fishing. If I hook a shad, I'll throw it up to him. Caught a pretty good drum here yesterday as well. It's like a 5-6 pound drum, which isn't huge, but I thought it was a bass. And got excited and disappointed in a matter of 30 seconds. This is the garbage bag spot. You might notice I'm reeling a little bit fast, but I'm also pedaling towards the bait, so it's kind of compensating. And most of my fish have been kind of burning this crankbait. Interesting, yesterday when we launched, so this is a open launch. Kentucky Lake is huge. There's hundreds of launches on this lake, and Lake Barkley next to it is also eligible water. But anyways, you can launch a million places, and pretty much with 800 anglers, you're gonna have company. Every cove, I believe, had company yesterday, and this particular one had maybe, I don't know, 25, 30 guys in it yesterday. And today, there's probably only about 10 of us, so that tells me it was kind of tough for everyone in here. Which I talked to, the few guys I did talk to said it was pretty tough. A lot of short fish, that was the problem. People were catching fish yesterday, but they were short, and 12-inch minimum, and a lot of 11s and 10s and stuff like that. It's about to get nasty. You can feel the pressure change. Alrighty, that's 30 minutes, guys. And I got one fish on camera for you, so I'll take it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. That was 30 minutes of me fishing day 2 of the KBF National Championship. Thanks for watching, guys. More footage of this tournament to come for sure. I just got to finish editing it, but hopefully the rest of this day turns out okay, and I'll see you in the next one.